It's interesting. I'm glad you raised the point because whatever's going on, Chris, with Deandre Ayton in Phoenix, whatever personality conflict is going on, usually a guy like that about to get into the prime of his career in a new age NBA, that way he can play.
They give him the money.
They would have given him the money already. They have not, right, they haven't even been hesitant. They basically said, no, we're not giving it to DeAndre Ayton. Based on that alone, I'll say that their championship window is closing because you and Courtney made the point in terms of the Western Conference. More than ever before, second by second when it comes to professional sports. You can't just be in the middle. You either got to be here high, you got to be low. Phoenix right now is a high team that won 64 games in the regular season, like you mentioned. But now the question is that if they don't re-sign DeAndre Ayton, then who's going to replace him? Do you got the Rudy Gobert in free agency and bring to be a rim protector where he can do screen and roll but doesn't have the offensive skill set that DeAndre Ayton possesses? Chris Paul's not getting any younger. The NBA's getting younger, but Chris Paul's not getting any younger. And everybody now has a blueprint to say, if you attack him and wear out his legs, you're going to wear out that 37-year-old point guard. Yeah. He's not going to get to being an elite point guard once again because of his age. And that's not a knock on Chris Paul. That puts a lot more pressure on Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges, and they're hoping that whoever's the backup point guard, they get somebody else, or if they go with the young man behind Chris Paul, that he can do that. He's not ready to be a primetime player. When you got all those questions surrounding a team that won 64 games, and like you said, Luka Doncic has had his way. It looked like, you know, he made what I call circus shots, where you do that and you can ride the elephant in the circus, and that's how he destroyed Phoenix in that Game 7. If that's going to continue to happen, that's why I think the championship window is closing.
That was one of the most embarrassing Game 7 home losses in the history of the NBA.
I agree.
They got booed off the court with a team that won 64 games and went down 40 at the half, whatever it was.
That would have never happened in the 80s and 90s.
No.
Bob Cousy wouldn't have happened with Bob Cousy.
That completely negated everything they had done.
You're not drawing me offside for the whole J.J. Redick thing. I'm not doing that.
All right, Courtney, come on in this, please. Please help me out here.
I mean, like, just take a look at everybody else's roster in the West. Take a look at the Golden State Warriors. Take a look at a team like the Clippers that all of a sudden now has, you know, incredible odds to contend for a championship. And, you know, like we've talked about, that's a team that has failed to meet expectations over the last few years in spite of the talent that they have on their roster. So if you're not getting better, if you're not being aggressive in trying to upgrade some of those spots, and, you know, like Mad Dog was talking about with Chris Paul at this point of his career and finding, you know, somebody else to be a pick and roll partner. If you do move on from DeAndre Ayton, I'm not so sure there's that many upgrades on the offensive side at that position. Rudy Gobert's not that guy. He's a rim protector for you, but DeAndre Ayton will give you more from an offensive standpoint. I'm not sure who they have in mind. Like, that's the thing that I try to rack my brain about here, because it feels like you have a young center who is an incredible two-way player. What's the problem? Why are you not giving him the extension? So is there something more that we don't know about? Potentially, but this to me seems like a no-brainer. I just don't understand why they've been hedging this entire time, and they can't afford to do that because of what everyone else in the West, those who are actually contending for a championship, trying to chase where the Golden State Warriors are, everyone else is getting better. Dallas is going to get better, and yes, I know there's the whole Jalen Brunson thing that you guys talked about at the top of the show. They still have Luka Doncic. Memphis is a very good team. The Clippers look right now like they are a very good team in contending in the top half of the West next year. Where do you even fit the Suns in there? They were the #1 seed last year, won 64 games in the regular season. Yet, if you were to list like 1 through 8 of the playoffs right now, I'm not so sure that you wouldn't have them as a play-in team next year.
Wow. Courtney is right about, you know, Zion Williamson in New Orleans. They're going to be better. Oklahoma City, they're a terrible team. They good drafting. Throw in Denver with Murray. I mean, 100%. You got to figure the Clippers. Wall goes there. Kawhi maybe plays 40 games. Can we expect that? How about 35?
Maybe 60. Maybe.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.